Let's start it there.
Yes. See,
This is a disclaimer.
we went out there. Disclaimer.
We asked.
We asked.
We went out
Simlizile.
there. Look, just two niggas who are willing to have this conversation.
Welcome to the conversation. Straight from the couch with me, Gigi Limjanyane.
That intro! You're killing me! You're killing me!
How does that intro never get old with you?
Come on, man. Please comment. This nigga's intros are fire! Anyways, let's get to the serious.
The conversation. See, for this conversation, I know we're gonna step on, several people's toes, but understand that we tried. We tried to get people,
Women, specifically women. We're not just gonna have like a bunch of banana here trying to spread misogyny.
We got no response. So we're gonna do our best, to not get as controversial as ignorant people.
No. The slogan is
no, not as controversial as an ignorant person would. No. Controversy will be there. Constructive controversy, however. So, why is a woman allowed, or is it okay for a woman to have abortion? Like a man's consent is not even necessary. You don't even get consulted. If she wants an abortion, she's getting it. There's also the law in Mosadi are forced to do abortion. You know that, right? Yeah, if you go chemisting, I had to go out. Like, this is what happened, right? The chemisting, but I got there, they're like, so what I say is, no, we need her consent here for to make sure that our forced, right? So a woman can never be forced to have an abortion. That makes sense. However, a woman can decide all on her own without even consulting, despite how much you do not want her to have an abortion. Right? She can have it without your consent. But then, if the baby should exist, regardless of how much you didn't want the baby, you are liable for maintenance.
You are a deadbeat.
You're a deadbeat there. Right?
Choose not
so
to raise.
I had to go out of the chemist. In like, because it's Mr. Price. Mr. Price custard. How so nice Thank you, Palisana. What's the moment I still remember her name. She was cool about it. I was like, yo, thanks, bruh. Thank you very much. Very much. So we did the things, right? Now don't get me wrong. I'm not encouraging anyone to force any woman to get an abortion. Consent is still very key, but I want to understand where we are as a society about this conversation, right? How do we reconcile these three things?
Scenario. Like a nigga gets a woman pregnant, and they can both admit that what had happened that day, that night, whenever, was a mistake, and now we have to deal with such a situation together. Girl says, no, I'm not gonna have an abortion, and I don't expect you to force me to have an abortion. Nigga is not ready to have a baby, but obviously, what does a nigga have? What is he supposed to do? Own up, right, to what he has done and take responsibility for his actions and raise the baby, regardless of what pause or whatever. Like,
even though because it boils down to the question now, if as a man I could carry my own child, at that point in time when you were pregnant and I said I don't want the child, would I have felt the same way even if the child was in my body? Would I want to have an abortion if the child was in my body? It boils down to that question, right? When you force a woman to have an abortion, do you ever wonder if you'd feel comfortable?
You
know,
would you with systematic beliefs how would you
you get
you
and then but on the same note, we gotta consider the fact that if someone says yes, I wouldn't want the baby, I would abort it, then it takes the conversation to another level. Okay, this is not about the fact that we're now and he can control. It's about the fact that he really just didn't want the baby.
but then again, back to the scenario, right? If the girl says, yeah, I agree, we are both not ready and let's go, right? Nigga is also expected to, I'm speaking like if it was me, like what the logical, the good thing to do would be to also support the decision to abort, right? See a clinic together, we're gonna go do whatever really to, right? But we're gonna say now flip the script and nigga wants to have the baby, but Wayana does not want to have the baby.
Why? Thing is, a lot of things come into play, right? Autonomy.
Yes.
Hence I asked the question, and that, like, on any day you're talking about abortion with your chick, ask yourself this: if you were her, would you be willing to have an abortion for the reasons you're giving her? So autonomy, even like when we flip
hence I wanted to flip it, Hore. If girl does not want to have a baby and says, look, Mina, I want this abortion, I was just telling you as a courtesy, so you know, Hore, you got me pregnant and I had to go and have an abortion, right? But I'm having this abortion. And if nigga says, Emma Pale, whoa, take responsibility for your actions. Take, like, you knew what you were doing, hey, so you knew we were risking pregnancy, and now you want to tell me that you're not ready and you're going to abort. How dare you destroy a seed, yada yada yada. Nigga is an asshole for wanting a girl to be pregnant for him.
But then women are not assholes for wanting men to be dads for them. Because the fact, even if the end of the story it doesn't change the fact that I never wanted to be a father. So here I am, a father of a child I never wanted more pillow back. Right now I'm a deadbeat dad and I have no choice. How do we reconcile that? How do we say it's okay for a woman to force fatherhood on a man, but a man cannot force motherhood on a woman? You understand? And I think the easiest way to make sense of it is to always remember autonomy. Like I said, how would you feel? You understand? So there are many things that come into play. Circumstances, your environment. Because not every woman with a womb and ovaries and all of those things has a life conducive to carry a baby or to make a baby at that point in her life. Meanwhile, took a student and the entire family relies on her, and her dropping out is not an option. So such things come into play. Some are just being,
and I stand to be corrected. But I think maybe also it comes from women never ever having had power over a lot of things besides this aspect.
True.
Like society allows women to have an opinion when it comes to such things, like starting a family.
Because there are cases of women using pregnancy to trap and we don't want to pretend like that situation doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But I don't think such cases should take away from the important fact of this case, human autonomy. You understand? Because if take for example, right, So for example, circumcision, regardless of how many doctors, how many studies prove or you're putting your girlfriend or your sex partner at risk by not getting circumcised, right? Men are still allowed to retain that choice. And there are women who subscribe to it. They don't care, they don't mind. So as far as a man's body goes, it's fine for him to make such decisions. No one questions him.
Yeah.
But then we want to stand and question whether or not women should share their power over their body.
Yeah.
So that's where it really boils down. Human autonomy. Because regardless of how unfair it feels, how unfair it seems, there is no way of making sense of you feeling entitled to her body. Reality is, for as long as the seed is within her, it's not like you can influence, you can't control.
Yeah, it's her choice.
Bottom line is it's her choice. It's in her. But as soon as the child comes out, legally and logically, you understand? Especially if the child needs you. Because the child, in fact, not especially if the child needs you. The child always needs both fathers, both parents. You understand? Yeah. So as soon as you wanna act, the reality is how you can't run away from it. You can pretend, but you are lucky if the mother is willing to keep her child away from the toxic drama, dating issues and shit like that. Hence I always advise women already. If someone doesn't want to be a part of that child's life, stop forcing them, because they're bringing in that bad energy, that negative vibe, and keeping your child around someone who makes them feel like being a part of their life is a favor, does a lot of damage on their self-esteem. So never force someone to be a part of their child's life.
And this is not so I thought of it. This is not an invitation to become a deadbeat.
No,
this is not an invitation to become a deadbeat. Just because you have bad vibes. I did not want to bring bad vibes and energy because I was not ready to yada. Those are fucking excuses, and that's no excuse not to fucking man up and take responsibility.
Yeah, you need to grow the fuck up. But for as long as the guy is not grown the fuck up, keep that child away from him. Take the money. You need it. But until they're willing to grow up and behave more like fathers and less like deadbeat dads and less like boyfriends who are baby daddies, less like baby daddies, keep them away from the child. The child's health is the most important thing. The psychological health. It's the most important thing, and that's what single mothers often miss. So that's the bottom line. There's no way of feeling, if you find yourself feeling entitled to a woman's body in any way, you have a problem.
There is a double standard.
But it's
fucking justified.
It's justified. It's a justified double standard. It's her body.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine half the things she goes through each month. Not even while she's pregnant, to keep the factory open. Because if she does not take care of her periods, of her menstrual cycle, sicknesses and all that, and you can't have babies. You can never have babies. You can't even park inside.
We can only imagine. Like as a man, you can only imagine. You can get all the information, the research, but you can only imagine. You don't know. So who are you to say? You can't feel entitled to. It might feel unfair on you at the moment or something, but
it's unfair. It's always unfair, but that's a reality.
It's always unfair for women.
It's a necessity. It's a necessity. Unfair. No, it's actually fair. Given the fact that we contribute to the whole human reproduction naturally. As a woman, you contribute more
to the world, to a point where
so they have every right to retain the decision. It's their discretion whether the baby lives on or not. It's to their discretion.
without adding, we'd love women too.
We'd love women's opinion.
We really love
We
women's
really love
opinion.
women's opinion
Please.
from a religious point of
Comments
view,
are
obviously, because we are not.
Comments are open. for
Please comment
everyone.
down there. Down
Yeah.
there. Can I see comments from studio?
Subscribe.
And I can comment from-
Subscribe.
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 Please.